How's it going? It's been a while. Tim here, and just wanted to make a quick video, as I just mentioned, it's been a while. Um, I am going to talk briefly today about pushing yourself when you lose interest. And I'm not going to say that I lose interest, but definitely where there are moments where my interests change with the seasons, with things going on in life. However, I feel it's very important to attempt to do at least something every day related to your craft of choice. In this instance, it is leather crafting, small leather goods. In my case, occasionally I do make things a little bit bigger, but I usually don't go over, belts, holsters, and toiletry bags and clutches, small things like that. Occasional tote bags and whatnot, but mainly small leather goods. I like the fine motor skills it takes to do the smaller things. So, what I am alluding to here is that when you start to get to a point where you're like, I've made that particular wallet several times. I'm bored with making the keychains. I just finished making a belt for a customer, and you're in that area of of gray, that suspended animation, if you will. Go to your scrap pile, grab yourself a handful of materials that don't have a purpose, and see what you come up with. I have been doing this for a few years now, where I get to a point where I'm like, all right, don't need any more sheaths currently. I don't have any customers who are looking for anything. It's been a couple weeks and I need something to do. So what I have been doing, in addition to upgrading things, if I need a better holster for my EDC weapon, or a firearm, or knife, I can get into that, or I get inspired by going on Instagram or Pinterest, whatever. But there are moments where I'm like, ugh, I don't know what to do. So what I've been doing is just grabbing random material from my scrap piles and seeing what I come up with. So today I've got end cuts to zipper tape, some scrap, looks like about 2 or 3 ounce Herman oak. This right here is some old, I think it was liner or something. I found it at my parents' house a while ago. Still smells like their basement, but it's like that old, OD green, old Army, and I didn't want to throw it out, so I cleaned it all up, and I definitely want to use this. I got a bigger sheet, but this is what I cut off for today. And this is cut off from a belt liner that I used. And the only thing that's really not scrapped is a little bit of hardware here, which is a zipper pull and some stops. So I'm going to see what I can come up with today. It's my last day of winter break before I head back to the classroom tomorrow, and kind of hanging out here until my wife gets home, and going to start dinner, and then hopefully get to the gym so I can use the sauna. But anyway, here is something that I made, a couple things that I made recently over this break, doing the same thing. I really didn't have any projects to do. Usually I do around this time, but I recently have a granddaughter. My daughter just gave birth to our grandchild in November, so that's been occupying us as well from time to time. So I really haven't been, putting myself out there and trying to get a lot of orders anyway. But here is one thing that I did recently. This right here is a possibles pouch, I guess you're going to call it, carrier. I drew this kind of tribal frog out with inspiration from a Muisca tribe documentary that I watched, and I was born in South America, so I find that interesting. But so I like to do like tribal looking stuff here. So I came up with this frog, has that emerald green. So that's like the tooling that went into this. But this is a really super simple design. One of the projects that I do with my students is they have to do a zipper project. They have to incorporate a zipper. So that was kind of on my mind coming into break. So I decided to do that. I had some braid work that I put in here is kind of like a grab tab. This one actually has a sewn in bottom to make it more rigid, and inside, as you can see, there is where you throw a lighter, a little tin, and then you got that space in between. And again, this is not for a purpose. This was all scrap leather that I had laying around, minus obviously the zipper. And I didn't have any dimensions. As you can kind of see, it is a little bit rough in terms of the symmetry. But I learned a lot from this. I learned that sewing inside out and popping it out has a cool effect. I learned that I really like the contrast of the light and dark, and that if you do some tooling with just your stylus and your spoon and whatnot, you can still get a very similar effect to the swivel knife. Well, I've known that already, but it just kind of reinforces it. Another one that I did after I did this one, this was not complete yet. I actually need to paint this. I know a lot of people will paint first and then add. I, kind of do it how I feel like. So this is kind of like the V1. This is about the V2. And again, same principles. I added the 4-strand braid as I don't even know what you want to call this. So you can, just a grab pole, whatever. This is my maker's mark. I added to the back of this one. There's still some mink oil on here, so it's kind of dog hair and lint is sticking on there, so please don't judge me. Over here is another drawing that I had done recently. Kind of a little bit more nefarious looking. And this will be painted when it's completed. And on the inside, for this one, I did a little bit more upgrade. So the purpose of this actually is to hold like it's kind of a carry case. If you're going to take a expensive knife. And as I mentioned before, I do collect butterfly knives, aka balisongs, and this honestly would be made for a driver set, some bearing / bushing lube, and bits. And down here, some elastic where you'd be able to put a knife. Let me grab, I think I got one here. Yeah, there we go. There is one of my Machine Wise. I actually put those leather inserts in there. And they've stayed actually. But let me throw this in real quick. Ooh. As you can see, there is the carry case for it. So the point is this all was done off the top of the head, with me being bored and saying, you know what, I need to make sure that I continue to do something that I enjoy and to practice, because the more I practice, the better I am at it. And going through the process, it helps me to kind of to enjoy it, if that makes sense. It's like you're sitting in the parking lot and of the gym, right? Or you're sitting on the front porch with your running shoes on. I don't want to do this. I'm fucking tired. It's been a long week. It's been a long day. I'd really like to take a nap in my recliner, but you say, all right, take a swig of water and you hop off your stoop or your porch and you take a couple steps towards your run. Or you get into the gym and the smell of the iron and the air system and the sauna, whatever, hits you and you're like, all right, you put your earbuds in, you go. And by the time you're done the workout, right? In this case, a workout is these projects, you feel much better. And, you got to push yourself once in a while. So in terms of a message, try to not stay stagnant for too long. And that comes with like skills, right? If you've only put in a couple zippers, make sure you know how to do that well. If you've only done a couple of inlays, make sure you know how to do that well. If you are, not confident with your straight cuts, make sure you keep doing it until you do it well. Because I promise you, when it comes time to, give a gift to someone you love, or to go to a craft fair and people are commenting on your work, or you're commissioned to do something for someone, you really want to be in a position where you can feel confident about your skills. Anyway, that's kind of a longer video. Hopefully some of you watch this. If not, that's fine. But I just wanted to throw that out there. And I always say this and it never happens, but once I'm done this project, I'll see if I make another video. So I'm not going to promise that, but, we'll see. Do like a quick update for my 2 followers or whatever. Anyway, this has been Tim. As always, embrace your creativity. Bye.